Yes? Can anybody of you say that I am breathing while sleeping? No, we don't know. We don't even know that I am such and such person. Like suppose Divyanshu, you are sleeping. So do you remember that I am Divyanshu studying in MITS Gwalior?
No, sir.
No? Then, so that means you don't remember and you don't breathe. Then who is breathing? Supreme Lord, He is actually making this function of breathing. Oh, somebody may say, no, no, this is a biological process. This body is automatically breathing. But this is not correct. Nobody can guarantee that the body will keep breathing. There are many cases where body is completely fit, but breathing stops. Why? If all the compositions are there within the body, but body stops breathing. Why? Because the Supreme Lord has stopped. Because the duration of that particular soul in that body is completed, so he stops. Okay, you now go to next body, and he only arranges our transfer from this body to other body. Actually, we are so insignificant that we cannot use this body also. All the functions which are carried out by us within this body, they are actually arranged by the Supreme Lord, by energy of the Supreme Lord. Because as soul, we are so insignificant, we cannot handle matter alone. Just like a small child. A small child, he can only sit within the car. He does not know how to drive the car. If father or driver does not come inside the car, the child will only keep sitting in the car. Car will not move. Car should drive, then the driver or father has to come. And only when the father will drive, then the child can enjoy the driving, isn't it? So the small child is completely dependent upon his mother and father. Okay, so we are like that small child only. For everything, we are dependent upon God. Somebody may say, no, no, I am not dependent. I have my intelligence. But this is not my intelligence. This intelligence belongs to Supreme Lord, isn't it? If anybody claims that the intelligence which I have, this is my intelligence, then why you don't have intelligence like Albert Einstein? If it is your intelligence, if it is my intelligence, suppose if I claim that this is my intelligence, if it is my intelligence, then why I didn't have intelligence like Albert Einstein? Or if this intelligence has been created by a mother within the womb, then why the mother of Albert Einstein could not create another intelligence like Albert Einstein? After the death of Albert Einstein, scientists, they preserved the brain of Albert Einstein and they did so much research. The brain cells, the brain of Albert Einstein was divided into thousands of parts, and each and every part was then distributed to so many research centers around the world, so that the scientists may do research and then come to conclusion what was a special thing in the brain of Albert Einstein, so that we can manufacture this kind of brain. So although the researches were done, and many of the scientists came up with so many theories that the speciality of Albert Einstein brain was such and such. These kinds of cells were 10 times more than ordinary cells. So many different theories they came up. But when they were asked that, okay, now can you create such brain again? But they replied, no, it's not possible. We don't know how to create such brain. So that means this intelligence is a gifted. That is why what we say, he is God gifted, isn't it? If somebody is very talented in his studies, and if somebody tops in some of the exams, so what do you say? He is God gifted. Am I right? Have you heard about this thing?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So it is said he is God gifted, and actually it is so. And I hope you all are able to feel this thing, that whatever intelligence I have, actually this is gifted by God to us. So this belongs to him. So for everything we are dependent upon him. So that is why we have an eternal connection with him. And as a matter of gratitude, we should try to surrender to him, become submissive to him, and we should chant his holy name, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, it is we only who will get the benefit. It's not that if you chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, then Krishna will get benefited. Like in YouTube, if you watch some video, then the number of views are increased. If you like, then the likes are increased, and then the person who is means uploading the videos, he'll get money. He'll become more popular, and his channel will be more subscribed, and he will monetize the channel and he can earn the money. It's not like that. When you suppose 10,000 people are chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day, suppose 1,000 name of Krishna every day somebody is chanting that increases the account of Lord Krishna. That so many thousands and thousands of people have chanted my name, so my power is increasing. No, it's not like that. It is not going to what service can we give to Krishna? He is supreme, unlimited. He does not require anything from us. First of all, he himself is self-sufficient. He does not require anyone's help. And even if suppose somebody thinks that God also requires help, then he has many servants, many big servants. And like Lord Brahma, he has 4 heads. And with his 4 heads, he can do so much service to Krishna. With his thinking power only, he creates many planets. So what means insignificant people like us give any help to the Supreme Lord? No. But when we chant, when we become connected to the Supreme. When we serve the Supreme Lord, then we get benefited. This is for our benefit. And what is our benefit? The benefit is that we become more happy, more blissful. Isn't it? Like some of you, suppose some of you may think that right now I'm happy, I'm peaceful, so I don't require to get connected to the Supreme Lord. But can you guarantee that in future also you will remain happy and peaceful? Is it possible? Nobody can guarantee this. Yes, anybody is here who can guarantee that in future also I'll be perfectly peaceful and happy? No, nobody knows. There are so many cases where people, when they became so frustrated and unhappy, but they never thought that I will become like this. Just like many days back, I gave one example for one of the student, not a student, he was actually working then. He passed out from IIT Roorkee, and he was topper from the beginning of his life. He was topper in his school, and he came to the college in IIT. In IIT also he was topper, getting good ranks, and he got a good placement also. So just imagine, from his childhood till college life, and after that also when he was working for a few years, so he was completely very nice, peaceful and happy, satisfied. Everything was so fine. But what happened? After few years, because of this recession, he lost his job. And he lost his job. What was the big issue? He was so talented. He could have got another job, very nice job. He was working in America in some multinational company. He had his own flat, and he was married. But simply because he lost job, mind became completely violent, uncontrolled. And so much so that after few months he committed suicide along with his wife. You just imagine, mind can bring us to any point, any time. In future also, there is no guarantee. So we should not remain comfortable, or we should not become relaxed, simply observing that right now I'm peaceful. So this is one point. That this is another second point. The first point is that we have eternal connection with the Supreme Lord. So as a matter of duty and as a matter of love and affection, we chant His holy name. Second point is that even if right now, present time, we are peaceful and happy, that does not guarantee us that in future also we'll the condition of the mind will remain like this, isn't it? So that is when third point is this, that suppose if you are peaceful and happy, but this peacefulness and happiness, the condition of happiness and satisfaction is very, it's not very means high quality happiness. It is something, okay, something, somewhat I'm peaceful. I'm not disturbed, you may say. Actually, there is no happiness, but you can say, right now at present, I'm not disturbed. So, actually, it is said that the duration between two suffering is known as happiness within this world. You got this point? The duration between two sufferings is known as happiness. So this is what the happiness
Yes,
of this world is. Yes, Shivam?
yes,
So,
Prabhuji. Yes,
uh,
Prabhuji.
like I'll give one
Absolutely
example.
correct.
Earlier, there used to be a punishment like when kings were there. Sometimes there used to be a kind of punishment when the this criminal, the person who has committed crime, she was drowned in a tank filled with water, until he was pushed within the water. His head was pushed within the water till the time he can no longer breathe. So when his head is pushed within the water, he is very much suffocating. He's feeling so much suffering, and till the time he can no longer breathe, means just before his death, they used to bring him out. And as soon as he comes out, he takes a long breath. He takes a long breath. And then again he is pushed again within the water for the same duration of time. And when he is again just about to die, the soldiers, they used to bring him back, bring him out of the water. And again he used to breathe along. And again his head, he was again pushed down within the water. So in this way, this was the punishment. So when this person, the head of this person, when he was uh, is brought out of the water, when he used to breathe, that duration of time he used to consider, this is my peacefulness and happiness. So this is the situation in our life. That is a happiness for us. So just you imagine what kind of happiness or peacefulness or satisfaction is it. I'm just giving you some examples so that you can understand, because this is very important. Like if you look at some of the animals, don't take it personally. I am just giving few examples just to elaborate this point for everyone's benefit, for my own benefit. And I am not particularly, because you don't take it personally. Okay, so you can just have the observation. A pig, you all have seen pig, hog. So he's always very satisfied and happy. If you see a pig, he's always means shaking his tail, and very enthusiastically he's walking, and he's very fatty also. So with this, by seeing a pig, what can you observe? It is very simple observation that he is very happy and satisfied. Otherwise, if he is not happy and satisfied, how can he become so fatty and so means bindas? So ecstatically, enthusiastically, he is walking on the street. But we know what kind of satisfaction, happiness is it. He is eating a stool, and he is always searching after a female pig to have sex without discrimination. He is having sex with his daughter, mother, or sister without discrimination. So what kind of happiness and satisfaction is it? There is nothing. So although in one sense he is satisfied and happy also, but this is very low grade happiness. Of course, human beings doesn't have this kind of satisfaction, happiness. But in today's scenario, even some of the human beings also are becoming like this. But at least I'm talking about some civilized human beings, especially in India. So they don't means nobody will accept such kind of satisfaction and happiness. Just like a donkey. A donkey, out of foolishness or ignorance, she also feels very much satisfied. She works whole day for 10 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours. There is no, at least for us who are working, they have, okay, you work for time duration 8 hours, 10 hours. But for donkey, no time limit. His whole day is working. And at the end of his day, he gets some green grass. And he's very much satisfied. He thinks, oh, I am working so hard whole day. I have controlled my mind fully. That is why I am able to work whole day. And because of this, I am earning this green grasses, which I'm able to eat. And this is my, that's why I'm happy and satisfied. So is this satisfaction and happiness? No, the foolish donkey doesn't know that the amount of grass which he is getting at the end of the day, he can get many times more grasses all day long. He can just go away and he can just become independent and eat grasses. So much grass is there in the field by God's arrangement. But he does not have such that kind of intelligence. If you go and tell him, oh my dear donkey, why are you working so hard? Just surrender to God. Surrender to God means you just come out of your owner's home and you just look at so many grasses there on the field. Who is stopping you to eat? You go and eat. Why you are unnecessary working, taking so much heavy loads all day long? But he will not accept. He will say, no, हम वही खाते हैं जो कमाते हैं. ठीक है, अब खाओ. This is one example. I am giving the example that according to the level of intelligence, one can perceive happiness and suffering to different degrees. Just like for a small child who has a low level of consciousness, who has very childish consciousness, he is simply very much satisfied and happy, simply playing balloons. If you give him some few toys, he is very much satisfied and happy. But when the same child grows, he becomes a student, a child of 12 years, 15 years, then he will not, he cannot be satisfied simply by some toys. For his satisfaction, he needs to go out and play cricket, volleyball, basketball, and play with his friends. When he becomes more grown up, then he is not simply satisfied with playing cricket. Then he wants to study, he wants to have career, good nice career. He wants to have social networks, so many people recognize him. He wants to have a healthy body, young body, and he wants to have so much name and fame, either by by clearing some good exam or by many other means. And he wants to have a girlfriend, he wants to have control. In this way he thinks that I can become satisfied and happy. But this is also another level of consciousness. So in this way you just go on, you will find the most advanced consciousness is that when a person becomes a devotee of the Supreme Lord and he experiences the bliss by surrendering to the Supreme Lord, by chanting this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Okay, so there are different kinds of peace, there are different kinds of happiness. In broad category, we can categorize this happiness in terms of material happiness and spiritual happiness, isn't it? Material happiness is based on the sense gratification using this body. Body means both body, gross body and subtle body. And spiritual happiness comes by surrendering or by getting connected to the Supreme Lord. That is spiritual happiness. So material happiness has three categories. Gross material happiness based on bodily sense gratification, gross senses, by enjoying these senses. Then above it is another kind of happiness which is more superior in nature, and that is called mental happiness. And above that mental happiness is intellectual happiness, which is more superior and more everlasting. And above this is there is egoistic happiness, which is more subtle and more superior and everlasting. And above this is actually spiritual happiness. So gross happiness, gross sense gratification happiness, mental happiness, intellectual happiness, and egoistic happiness. These all four kinds of happiness are material happiness, and they are temporary and have a low grade happiness, quality of low grade happiness. But the spiritual happiness is everlasting, eternal, and its quality is very beautiful, and it can be attained. That is why you just imagine, you just think over this very important fact that in earlier in our Vedic culture, many thousands of years back, many kings, they used to renounce everything. They used to go to forest. Why? To experience this spiritual happiness. They used to become yogis, dhyana yogis. They used to perform yoga sadhana for so many years, giving so much austerity to the body. Why? Because they understood that the spiritual happiness is the ultimate happiness, everlasting happiness, which we should aspire for. Although they had all the royal opulences, like Yudhishthira Maharaj. So after the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he became emperor. Emperor means the king of entire earth, not just a king of prime minister, president of India or America. No, all the 200 countries or 196 countries. He was the only emperor. You can just imagine, not for 5 years or 10 years, for as much as he desired, because he was so dear to everyone. All the citizens were very much satisfied with the kingdom of Yudhishthira Maharaj. He was so magnanimous king, and so means gentleman, so powerful also. His nature was so beautiful. So everyone was very much satisfied with him. But still, when as soon as he ruled over as a matter of responsibility, he did not leave immediately. After the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he ruled over the kingdom as a matter of duty and responsibility. But as soon as when he saw his grandson, Maharaj Parikshit, he was grown up and he was capable of taking care of the responsibility, he immediately made him the emperor and he went away. Immediately he left, he took sannyas and went towards forest. And as soon as Yudhishthira Maharaj left, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakul, Sahadev, they also left along with him. And it's not that, okay, Yudhishthira Maharaj left the kingdom. Now Bhima thought, okay, I'll become now emperor. I am next brother. No, he also left. Because they all have the perfect understanding. So do you think Yudhishthira Maharaj was a foolish person who left the kingdom? So much material happiness he left and went to the forest. If there is no spiritual happiness, and if the spiritual happiness is not everlasting and eternal, is not more than any kind of material happiness, then why did Yudhishthira Maharaj leave and went to and have aspiration to attain that spiritual happiness by performing devotional service to the Supreme Lord Krishna? Why? Do you think he was a foolish person? No, Arjuna was not a foolish person. Yudhishthira Maharaj was not a foolish person. And Parikshit Maharaj also, when he got the news, some of you might be knowing that Parikshit Maharaj, he was cursed by a small Brahmin boy that you will die within 7 days by biting of a snake. So Parikshit Maharaj, as soon as he heard that I have only 7 days remaining, so now if you just if anybody in this world who is not a devotee of the Supreme Lord, if he comes to know that he has only a life for 7 days, so what do you think what he will do? Will he chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? No. What he will do? Whatever property he has, whatever resources he has, he will try to enjoy everything in those 7 days. And if he is a president, if he is an emperor, then he will, with all means, whether crime or whether means good or bad, by performing all kinds of sense gratification activity, he will try to enjoy everything within those 7 days. Because that is his foolishness. Because he does not know that there is something beyond, more than this, which is called spiritual happiness. He will try to eat all the sumptuous food. Even some food is prohibited to him by a doctor, he will also eat those food also. And he will enjoy everything all his life, because he does not have the proper knowledge. But what did Parikshit Maharaj do? He did not do like this. As soon as he got this news that I will be dying after 7 days, immediately he made his son Janmeja Maharaj as the king, and he immediately left. He left towards, and he approached many sages, and especially Sukdev Goswami he met, and he asked him, my dear Sukdev Goswami, kindly now you narrate me the pastimes of the Supreme Lord Krishna. And for next 7 days, he did not even drink even a drop of water, or to speak of eating. For next 7 days continuously, he was hearing about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that was recorded as Srimad Bhagavatam, which we have now. So we are so fortunate. By the mercy of Parikshit Maharaj and Sukdev Goswami, we got the Srimad Bhagavatam. And that was the fortune for us. So Parikshit Maharaj, he without drinking even a drop of water, for next 7 days continuously, he was hearing Krishna Katha, Srimad Bhagavatam, from the mouth of Sukdev Goswami. And in this way, he attained the supreme spiritual bliss after leaving the body. Even when he was hearing, he was not feeling any material pain or material discomfort. He was not feeling thirsty and hunger. So he was elevated. So he was not feeling. So he, even while living also, he started experiencing spiritual bliss. And after that, so do you think he was a foolish person? He was such a great person, emperor. So like this, there are many examples. Bharat Maharaj, by whose name now this earth planet, the earth planet became known as Bharatvarsha. This entire earth planet was actually earlier known as Bharatvarsha, not this small land at present, at least 5,000 years back. But over the period of time when Kali Yuga came, this division started happening. So now India or Bharat. So this Bharatvarsha came into existence by one of the great King Bharat. So he also left to attain, in order to attain this spiritual bliss. Okay, so that is why we should not become satisfied or simply by having some peace of mind, some kind of little happiness. Suppose if you clear your exams, you pass your engineering with 9 CGPA or 10 CGPA, so now you have become so much happy. No, we should not become satisfied in this way, because we are actually we have right to have spiritual bliss, something greater, something bigger. So why should we be satisfied with this small amount of low class happiness? This is not at all desirable. Suppose if one of the richest person on his birthday, he has declared that anyone who comes between 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., I'll give him 10 crores of rupees. He has declared. So everyone, anyone, he has said anyone means even if a child comes, even if an old man comes, even if a lady comes or a man comes, anyone who comes, doesn't matter, from any part of the world. Adivasi comes or American come, African come, no matter. So that means he has announced that everyone can get 10 crores of rupees. So if you go to him and you ask, oh sir, I'm not able to repay my loan of my college. He says, how much is the loan? You say 2.5 lakhs. So please pay my loan which I have taken for my education. Please pay my education loan. So is it means intelligence? No, you are already entitled to get 10 crores rupees. So why are you becoming satisfied with 2.5 lakhs rupees? You can simply say, you give whatever you have announced. So similarly, as a spirit soul, we are actually entitled to have so much spiritual bliss. So we should not simply become satisfied by simply having some kind of material happiness or satisfaction. Okay, so that is why it is very important for us. In any condition, we should always chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And we have many devotees who are very well situated, and they have no problem in their life. They are coming from nice background. Some of them from NITs, IITs. They have good job, and the mind is also peaceful. But still, they are chanting. Not only 1 or 2 rounds, 16 rounds they are chanting. They are doing their job also, and they are performing all their responsibilities also. But they have this proper understanding that ultimate spiritual bliss can come from by serving the Supreme Lord. They don't neglect it, and they aspire for this only. Okay, so with this I'll end only. Our today's class was based on this matter only, that we should not only chant for becoming happy materially, or we should not only chant to make our mind peaceful or make our mind focused to attain some material goal. No, you can do this. I'm not saying that you don't do this. You can have, and although if you chant this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, so automatically your mind will become peaceful and you will be able to focus on your goals. That is there, but this is a byproduct. Just like if you have um, this 2000 rupees note, so in that note, 100 rupees is also there, 500 is also there, and 5 rupees is also there, 1 rupee is also there, isn't it? So similarly, this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra can give you everything, but these are the temporary benefits, byproducts. If you simply attain peace over mind, and there only you should not stop, rather you should increase. Okay, is it clear, everyone? So you may ask any questions if you have. Now it's open for the ball is in your court, so you can ask whatever questions.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna Akash.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हाँ, Hare Krishna Akash.
प्रभु जी, कल हमने देखा कि जो भगवान है, भगवान कृष्ण अर्जुन को बोलते हैं कि सबको मारने के लिए बोलते हैं जो कौरवों की साइड से थे, तो और भी उन्हें समझाते हैं कि ये मटेरियली बॉडी है और अगर ये मर भी जाएंगे तो है ना दूसरी बॉडी प्राप्त हो जाएगी। तो हम अभी की सिचुएशन में देखें तो हमें ये नहीं लग सकता कि कोई हमारे सामने मर रहा हो तो हमें ये लगने लगे कि मरने दो इसे, हम नहीं बचाते, और अगर ये मर जाएगा तो अच्छा होगा, नई बॉडी मिल जाएगी। ऐसा नहीं लगता कि अमानवता फैले इससे?
नहीं
तो
नहीं
प्रभु जी,
नहीं, ये गलत है. This is wrong. If somebody is dying, if you think like this is wrong. Okay, so we should not have this misunderstanding. When Krishna is telling to Arjuna that Bhishma and Dronachar, they will get new body, rather they will be promoted to the spiritual world. That was a fact. If Bhishma and Drona, while fighting in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, if they are killed, so they will be promoted. But in general, if somebody is being killed, so it is no guarantee that he will be promoted to spiritual world. So we should try to save, or we should not try to harm anybody. That is not correct. Only this killing or means violence is permitted only in dharma yuddha, not for everyone. This is not good. Okay. And another point, as far as you have asked, that they will get new body. So this is correct, but again that's the same thing. Arjuna was authorized by the Supreme Lord to kill Bhishma and Drona to protect the religion, not for sense gratification. Just like in some of the countries in this world, some of the countries like in Africa, I have heard that as soon as their grandfather, grandmother, they become very old, so what they do, they kill them. After killing, they eat them. So what is their philosophy? Because they have become so old, so they are unnecessary suffering, so it's better to kill them. But no, it's not better. It is more dangerous, because one who kills, he will also be punished, and the person who is killed, if he is untimely killed, then he has to take birth again, and the suffering which he was destined to get in his old age, if you unnecessarily kill him, that will not reduce his suffering. He will have to get those suffering. That is for sure. But in the case of Drona and Bhishma, because they were fighting for this dharma yuddha, and Krishna was personally telling Arjuna, so that was authorized, and that will be beneficial for them. The cause, we have to see cause. Cause was proper there. in the case of Bhishma and Dronacharya and Arjuna killing them. But in general, this is not allowed. Okay.
जी प्रभु जी.
Yes, anyone else has any question? Especially what we discussed today regarding that. Yes, Divyanshu, is it clear? Whatever I discussed?
Yes, sir.
You have
Prabhuji,
any question?
Hare,
1 minute. Divyanshu, you have any
Hare Krishna.
question?
No, sir.
No? Don't take personally. I discussed with you. So, because this point was very important and it happens, that is why taking your comment or taking your point, I elaborated it so that everyone can understand this fact. Okay, that chanting is very much important in everyone's life. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes, Shivam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, if someone is having this low grade consciousness or this low grade happiness, so how can we uh, make them realize about it that you have something better than this? You can have something better than this.
So, you have to explain them and you have to actually, what you say, explore things, or you have to remove the curtain. Actually, everyone is experiencing the suffering, but because of illusion, nobody is able to think over it. Like whatever I am discussing regarding happiness and suffering and this mind, functioning of mind. So these are all facts, and everyone is experiencing these facts. Everyone knows how this material world is so miserable, but because of illusion, because of no knowledge, they are not able to contemplate upon it. But if you can nicely present that how so much suffering is there in this world, and how mind tries to cheat us in so many ways, and we make so many plans, but what happens? Ultimate result is dissatisfaction, unhappiness, and not only in our life, but we can see whatever aims we have put, whatever goals we have in our life, whatever objects we are desiring in this world, those same objects, same goals have been attained by so many other people. But still, after attaining all those goals and objects, they could not become fully satisfied and happy in their life. That means only this attainment of these goals and objects of this world will not make you satisfied and happy. That fact has to be realized. And one, you can explain these things by using various examples, but other person, it also depends upon him also, whether he has that kind of little intelligence, not that very much intelligence. If somebody has a very little intelligence also, he can very nicely understand these facts. Okay, and then how he can apply, and how means what is the better option, then you can explain from Bhagavad Gita. And the better option is chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Better option is to take guidance from the Supreme Lord, because He has only created this world, so He knows better than us how we can achieve proper happiness and complete happiness. Then we inspire him to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Okay, so if sometimes it may also happen, like all of us, so we chant, we accept, and we read Bhagavad Gita, and we accept the philosophy, and we also understand that this material world is miserable, suffering is there, and only if we get connected to the Supreme Lord we can become happy. But it's still because we were so much habituated to our past way of living, not only in this life, but so many past lives, so many previous lives also. So it may take little time. Okay, but that does not make any difference. After some time, this process is so powerful. That is why I am emphasizing upon the chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is so powerful. It is directly connection with the Supreme Lord. It will give you the power, the intelligence, and knowledge itself, by which you will be able to discriminate. You will be able to apply the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, and you will be able to become fixed up and determined to means only aspire for spiritual happiness, and all those whatever teachings we are discussing. So that is why this is very important, and especially in chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, if you can chant with little attention, seriousness. And seriousness means first of all punctuality, regularity. Regular if you do, just like if you are means doing exercises, or if you are attending some gym, if you are going to some gym. So if you regularly go attend gym, then only your muscles will come out, then only your 6 packs, 8 packs, whatever packs you can expect, isn't it? And along with this, other point is, second thing is that you as means as much as you can do, the more you will exercise your body, the more fit you will become. Just like there are many actors, many sports person, some of them even they exercise, work for their body for 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours. It practice is required. Similarly, in spiritual life also, regularity is important. And second thing, how much, the more you do, so that also is required. And third point, how seriously we do. How seriously means uh, attentiveness, how much attentive we are. Just like take for example, if somebody is preparing for some competition exam or IIT suppose. So these three things are required. A student has to regularly attend the classes. He should not miss any classes, and also he has to increase his means the time duration of his studies. Second point, and third point, he has to become serious also. When he is studying or when he is attending classes, he should try to become more focused and attentive and become serious, and avoid unnecessary gossip among his friends. So these three, four things he does, then he can attain the success. Similarly, in spiritual life also, the principles are the same. So if you become regular, if we chant little more, according to our position, I'm not saying means suddenly we should increase, but gradually. When I was first introduced, I also used to chant 1 round, and after 1 or 2 months, I started chanting 4 rounds, 5 rounds, 6 rounds, then 10 rounds, 16 rounds. So actually, if one can gradually increase the number of rounds chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, it does not make any difference in his lifestyle. It's not that means he will not get time for his studies. No, I have practical experience in my life. So you just have to gradually increase, because everyone has 24 hours, and we find many times it happens. Mind means is not that much focused, and so much of time is wasted. So if one can if one increases his chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra gradually under the guidance. The other day also, yesterday also, I was telling that you can personally talk to seniors, or some of you, if you want, you can personally talk to me, and by discussing with you your lifestyle, your schedule, your whatever studies you are doing, I may suggest you that you can chant in such and such time, and you can chant this many rounds, and how you can manage your chanting and studies. These are all things which can be managed. Nothing is impossible, and especially for a devotee who is chanting, there is no means nothing is which he cannot manage. Although the difficulty will always come. You don't think, even if you don't chant any number of rounds, you don't read Bhagavad Gita, you will have all the 24 hours. And especially in home also, you don't and right now also you don't have to cook also. You are getting cooked food, and you don't chant, but still difficulties will come. Can you guarantee you will be able to study for 24 hours? No, nobody can guarantee. So similarly, if you chant 16 rounds or 10 rounds, 6 rounds, whatever, so it does not make any difference in your lifestyle. Rather, it will positively affect your consciousness. You will be able to become more focused. Difficulties will come. I'm not saying that if you simply chant 16 rounds, and after 1 month, 2 months, you will have no difficulty. You will become so much focused that everything will be all right. No, the up and downs will keep coming, but you will have the strength to means fight with those difficulties. And most important point is that if you chant, you will get connected to Supreme Lord, and you will attain the purpose, real purpose of life, which is more important. Because anyway, after some time, this body is going to destroy. So why to take unnecessary risk? So we have so nice opportunity, so we should take advantage. Along with our studies, we can add this. There is no loss. What is the loss? Can anybody tell? Is there any loss if you chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? Is there any loss? I can openly challenge. You can bring any student. All of you are a student. That is why I'm taking example of a student. I can openly challenge. You can bring any student from IIT, NIT, MIT, from anywhere, who can tell me there is some loss in chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for students. You can think over it, and if you find, you can tell me. Is there any loss you will get by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? Yes, any one of you. No? That means everyone agrees that there is no loss. I'm not challenging, don't feel like this, but I'm just telling out of my own experience. Don't take it, don't feel hurted that I'm speaking so strongly. But because the point is very simple, I've experienced, I'm chanting from 8 years. I studied also, and I scored well. I got job also. So there was no problem. And many devotees, not only myself, there are many devotees who are chanting. Rather, their life becomes more blissful. So first of all, there is no loss. And second point, the gain is so immense, you cannot even imagine what kind of gain you will get. That you will come to realize only if you keep regularly attending these classes of Bhagavad Gita. After some time, and you keep chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, after some time you will realize what a golden gift you have got. This is not something ordinary thing. This chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is not means from this world. This has directly come from spiritual world, imported from spiritual world, made in Golok Vrindavan. So this is not material. So that is why I am requesting you. So you should chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. You should not avoid. You should increase chanting, and you can personally talk to me how you can increase. You can discuss with me personally that what you feel by chanting, and is there any problem, obstacle, challenges you feel within your mind while chanting. And you can also discuss if you feel any challenges from outsiders, your relatives, your friend circle, where you live, your surrounding, your time adjustment, whatever you can discuss. You are free to ask me. So you can take contact from your, so whoever is in touch with you, Mohit, Manvendra, Shivam, or anyone else. So you can take contact from them, and if you have, you can personally talk to me. Okay? Yes, is it all right?
Prabhuji, I have one more question.
Okay. Yes, Shivam.
Prabhuji, how can we deal with procrastination? And one more thing is that how can we know that certainly our consciousness is growing or developing?
Okay. So I'll answer the second question first, then I'll come to the first question. The second question, actually you don't require to means externally try to know whether your consciousness is going up or down, because you will automatically come to understand this if you regularly chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Just like suppose if you are hungry, so whether your hunger is going down or not, how will you come to know? Will you use any machine for this? No, you just start eating. So you, after some time, you will yourself feel that okay, yes, my hunger is going down. You don't require any certificate from anybody or from any machine. You yourself will come to understand that okay, now my stomach is filled. I don't require any food. So similarly, if you keep regularly chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you will yourself come to understand your consciousness. And don't focus much about at present, especially in the beginning. We are all beginners, not only you, I am also beginner only. So in the beginning, we should not focus much about what is our consciousness, what is the status of my mind. I am chanting from 10 months, 1 year, 2 year, 4 year, 5 years. No, we should keep, because we know the chanting of Hare Krishna is perfect. We know the Supreme Lord is with us. So we should only focus on these two things. We should not focus upon mind and consciousness. It will gradually come. Okay, nothing comes overnight. Even if it comes in one lifetime, that is also very short duration of time. Why? Because since so many lifetimes, millions and trillions of lifetimes, we have been what you say, we have been engaged in so many dirty things, dirty wrong activities, and we have dirtied our heart so much. So in comparison to those so many trillions and trillions of lifetimes, this one lifetime is nothing. But it is guaranteed if you can simply follow these instructions which are given in the Bhagavad Gita, which we get from Srila Prabhupada. So in this one lifetime, you can feel, even after some years, you yourself will be able to understand. So you don't require. Right now, you just focus on positive. Artha pravritti, and there is anartha nivritti. So we should focus more on artha pravritti. Artha pravritti means the positive of Krishna consciousness, like chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, reading Bhagavad Gita, talking to devotees, and if you have some services, performing those services, and your studies, your career, all these things. Only focus on these things. Don't focus much about negativity, because the more you focus on negativity, the negativity will increase. It's better we should focus on only positivity, this chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And it is a principle stated in the Bhagavad Gita itself, 2nd chapter, 61st verse. Jayatu Vishyan Pumsa Sangaste Supajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kamat Krodha Vijayate Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha Sammohat Smriti Vibhrava Smriti Vramshad Buddhinashat Pranashyati. This is 8 steps. In detail, I'll come to these verses, then I'll explain. But in brief, we can understand these are the 8 steps which degrades the mind, starting from Dhyayato Vishyan Pumsa, starting from contemplation. It is stated in this verse, Lord Krishna says that if you whatever is your contemplation, that will be your destiny. So if you contemplate upon negativity, then it will grow. If you contemplate on positivity, the positivity will come. Okay. So I'm not saying that you're contemplating upon negativity, but I'm just telling you that rather than focusing too much upon this side, that what is the consciousness of mind, we should rather focus on positivity right now at present. Okay, for us. In future, you will understand about consciousness. Okay, and the first question you asked regarding procrastination. So this procrastination happens because of this flickering nature of mind. The nature of mind is that whatever sense gratification is there, it gets attracted, and if some austere thing is there, it will try to procrastinate. So this is the nature of mind. Okay. So the same, everything is depending upon mind. So the solution is same. If you chant regularly Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, gradually you will get the power also to remove this procrastination. And another solution, this is the ultimate solution which you are already doing, is you keep doing. Another solution is that whatever quality you want to develop, so you should live with those people who have those qualities. So if you don't want procrastination in your life, then you should associate with those people who have this quality, that they don't procrastinate, then they are very active in their jobs, their work, studies, whatever. So there is nothing wrong. If you, it's like if you want to improve the quality of your chanting, then you should associate with those devotees who are more focused on chanting Hare Krishna. So any quality, anything, whether it's spiritual or material also, it applies for material also. If you want to study well, then you should take help from those who are studying well, those who are serious about it. If you sit with those friends who themselves are not serious, who have come to college just to enjoy, so how can you expect that they will inspire you for studies? So this is another, the second solution, that association. The association makes a big difference. Okay. Yes, Shiva. Hare Krishna. And there are many solutions which I can tell, but right now the time is over. Other solution, like you can make certain plans. You should have the entire day plan. Watch what you are going to do today. So if you have proper plans, then there will be no procrastination, because then mind will have the task that I have to do this. So this planning and making targets, but it should be done in a smart way. Smart way means
I tried, Prabhu.
yeah. So keep trying, and the ultimate is chanting Hare Krishna Mantra, which we are doing. So keep doing. Don't focus too much upon. Okay.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yes. Okay. So time is over. We'll stop here. Okay. Aman bro. ठीक है, जाग रहे हैं। नींद आ रही है क्या?
नहीं प्रभु जी।
अच्छा, सुन रहे थे ना पूरा?
जी प्रभु जी।
ये ठीक है। तो मैं तो यही समझता हूँ कि आप सब लोग सुन रहे हैं। ठीक है।
सुन रहे हैं प्रभु जी।
हम प्रभु हंस रहे हैं। ठीक है, दिव्यांशु को आप भी है ना यहीं पे? हाँ
हम
ठीक है,
भी
खा रहे हैं, लगता है खाना खा रहे हैं। ठीक है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, आप लोग करते रहिए और